So part of what we do here is we do sea turtle rehab along with all the research here at the university. Right now we've got one rehab turtle up in the corner, but back in the day we had a lot more rehab turtles. So a lot of them did come in from pollution-related causes. Here we've got a turtle that we had for a while that came in with a sport cleat actually tied around his flipper. So I mean, we've seen pollution like all the way up to like whole shoes in the water. So I mean, you can imagine this little baby turtle, like probably this big, smaller than the sport cleat, actually swimming and carrying this around when it's wrapped around his flipper. So I mean, it almost acted like a tourniquet and actually broke his flipper bone. So a lot of the time when you see something like that, they'll actually amputate the flipper, which is pretty sad. But that guy actually made a full recovery. They put him in the tank and just let him go to see if his flipper bone would go back, and we actually released him, I want to say 3 years ago. This is what sea turtles are not supposed to eat, but they do eat. So we've got a couple of like mobile like oil bottles here, and we've got this like brand of Mexican Lysol, and they really like these for some reason. I see more of these washed up with turtle bites than anything. If I find one of these on the beach, it usually has a turtle bite in it. So these little triangular shaped chunks are kind of shaped like the little turtle's mouth, so you can see where they've taken out bites of this plastic. And you may think that that's really small pieces, but that's enough to actually block up their intestines, and they won't be able to pass fecal matter. Causes nasty infections. Just not good for them to have a stomach full of plastic, and you can see that some guy like went to town on this bottle.
So when they ingest that stuff, what happens to them?
So several things could happen. That could become lodged in their intestines and cause a gut blockage. So then they wouldn't be passing any fecal matter, and essentially they would just swell up from the inside until their organs literally like hemorrhage. They could try to pass it and get it stuck. They could try to regurgitate it and get it stuck. I don't know if you've seen that video of the sea turtle with the straw in its nose that they pull out. That guy probably ingested it, and whenever they eat stuff, they'll actually spray water like out of their nose as they're digesting, and it probably got stuck in the process. It can become lodged anywhere. It could become lodged in the esophagus. They couldn't get any nutrients. They could starve to death. So he actually came to us as what we call a cold stun. So in the wintertime, when these guys can't get out of our base systems fast enough, they actually get like the equivalent of hypothermia in a human. They'll float straight up to the surface, makes them a target for predators or boat strikes. So he actually got hit by a boat and floated into a yacht basin where someone scooped him up and took him into the rehab program. He stayed there for a while, got a little epoxy on the back of his shell, and we found out that his rear half was completely paralyzed.
Oh no.
So when we have a turtle like that, they're not releasable. We can't feasibly put him out in the wild. You see how he struggles with his rear end. He has a really hard time staying on the bottom. So we try to look for a